Hello, everyone. Welcome to our evening, very high in demand, understanding GLP and the support products that go with it. My name is Holly Demott, and I am joining you from my home in Arizona. And I have Dr. Alicia Clevenger on with me. She is joining you in a suburb right outside of Des Moines, Iowa, called Johnston, Iowa. And Dr. Alicia, are we super excited to be doing another one of these?
We asked the team, we said, do we need another one? Yes, yeah, like they're like, yeah, okay, okay, okay. I think we could probably do them every night at this point. It's GLP all day long. That's all I'm talking about, those three letters.
All day. The demand has been unreal. The demand for a natural GLP, for results, the demand for results that I feel are so effortless. Would that be the right word to describe it?
You know, it effortless, it requires effort. I'm not
You
gonna
got to
lie.
take two droppers.
You
That's
gotta take
effort.
your droppers. And, but I find that it's a couple fold. I feel like it is probably one of the easiest things I've ever done. I mean, I'm going all the way back to like being 16 years old, thinking about my prom dress, and I started taking my lunch to school, and like that's probably where the metabolic dysfunction started, right? Um, I've done all the things. I've counted carbs, I've macroed it. I've tried every Monday, Monday's a new day, fresh start thing in my whole life. And I've had some success at things and not others, but I will tell you, this has been easy. And
Mhm.
it really, the best way I can describe it is I feel like it's taken my metabolism back to like I was 10 years old. I would wake up, I'd be hungry, I'd eat something, I'd feel full, and I'd go off to school, right? I'm not going off to school, but in general, it's that feeling of feeling satisfied, of not feeling overstuffed. Like I can eat a little bit and pace myself, and I'm like, wow, that was really great. I also find I'm craving healthy things, and I'm hearing that from a lot of people.
Mhm.
Like somebody told me the other day they wanted to eat a cucumber for the first time in their life. And I was like, what a random thing to crave, right? But, people are drinking less soda. People are drinking, I don't finish my coffee. I have not finished a coffee since I started this.
Really? That's
hmm
pretty big.
That's a big deal for me, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and I find it on the counter and I'm like, whoa, I didn't even, that was half of it. I might make a new one because it's cold and I don't finish that one either. And usually by 10 a.m., I'd had 3 cups, right? So that's been good. So yeah, people are just saying like I'm noticing less of wanting the junky food, less sweets. And I really want, so that leaves room for things like water, right? And so here we are.
It does. And one testimony that we keep hearing over and over again is that people are sleeping better.
Mhm.
And
I'm
it's
one of
not
those
some,
people.
yeah, she's one of those. She slept through alarms even. We have people that are waking up before the alarm, and they're noticing it. Like, I slept so good last night. I've slept so good now 2 nights in a row. Like, it's continuous.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And
amazing.
it's good sleep. Well, and when you sleep well at night, what happens in your day? You have more energy during the day. And I will say right out of the gate, I felt more energy with this. But people are saying I have energy. And I think, well, absolutely. You're sleeping great at night. Your cortisol levels are nice and balanced. Like all these wonderful things are happening in your body that we weren't even really paying attention to. And so now all of a sudden, we sleep good and we get to feel the effects of that. It's really a cascade. Sleep is crucial.
It is crucial. So this is a product that was released January 10th by the company Three International based out of Lehi, Utah, right outside of Salt Lake City. Dr. Dan Glubler, PhD, Caltech trained organic chemist, formulator, inventor, amazing, brilliant scientist. And they shocked us by coming out with this. And they kept a really tight secret and they really went to work on this and the results are showing that their relentless work to have this on the market at the beginning of the year has paid off. The results over and over and over and over again. And so we're here tonight to really talk about understanding GLP, understanding our new product. You're going to hear about the support product pack that Dr. Alicia and I have been on since day one of the company, as it is a major foundational support for she'll tell you about it for detox pathways, for gut health, for all of it. And let's get into it. So I'm
Well,
going to go
I,
ahead and
I want
share.
to start.
Yeah,
I would like
I
to
know.
know before we start, though, what's your favorite testimonial you've heard so far?
Oh gosh. Mine may have been today about Dr. Kelsey's mom.
That was a
That
good one.
was it 11.1 pounds in five it's in 6 days?
Yeah,
Like
it's a good one.
I love it when like someone's mom is experiencing results that is like wow, because how many of us want that for our parents? We want that for loved ones. We want that for our kids. And
Mhm.
then when they get results, it's like so awesome and celebrating that. That's a simple one, I know, and it's worth celebrating.
It is worth celebrating. I
What
think
about you?
my favorite was today too. So I had one from Dr. Shannon, and she said she really struggles. She's not doing the GLP-3 for weight loss. I know a lot of people come to us for that, and that's what we're looking for. For her, she wanted some blood sugar regulation, some metabolic function. But she uses an in-body scan every day, every time she goes to the gym. So she's able to track her muscle mass and how she's doing. She's gained a pound of muscle, and for her to gain a pound of muscle is hard. She's like, I struggle to put on muscle. And that's something we've heard about the synthetic GLP so much. So to hear that she's putting on muscle, lowering visceral fat, her metabolic temperature is coming back up, which means the fire's going, her metabolism is rolling. And I just love data like that. Obviously, I'm a sciencey nerd, but that kind of data tells me, it's so much more than just the weight. We know we're watching people every day that are losing pounds. I'm included. But to see the inflammation change for people, to see some of those numbers, it's like, it makes it so validating to see those numbers there.
It is, especially when, we hear so much about muscle loss
Mhm.
with the synthetics, and
Right.
this one is all about retaining muscle. And
Yeah.
Dr. Alicia will talk about that. I know we've mentioned Dr. Kelsey's mom, we've mentioned Dr. Shannon, so you don't have to be a doctor to do this. It so happens we're attracting people of all professions, and yes, the people more in holistic, and whether it's MDs, chiros, holistic, naturopaths,
Everybody.
dietitians, naturopaths, surgeons, dentists, like it's amazing because the science is there and people want to use something that they see the science and there's the words proven results.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
let's get
Yeah.
into it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead
Let's
and
jump in.
share. I'm gonna share the slides, and Dr. Alicia is gonna educate, and you guys take notes, take it in. We will have a recording in case you want to rewatch this. We get that question all the time, so go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get started. So, we're living really in a time where metabolic dysfunction is really become a normal thing. You look back, let me kind of move my screen here a little bit. You look back on like a beach. You look back and you think about a beach back in 1970s. Everybody has seen those pictures where you look at a beach in 1970 and you look at a beach now and you're like, wow, like something is different here, right? And so when we when we really think about what has changed? Like they didn't go find a beach in 2026 or 2025. There's no beach right now. It's actually snowing where I'm at. They don't go find a beach in 2025 and find a group of people, 1,000 people who all just don't have good willpower, right? Like that's not what's happening. And so what we're finding, and are my slides up? Sorry.
Yeah, can you see them?
No, I can't see them. I'm sorry.
Here, let me stop the share. Hold on, you guys
That's
revving
okay.
it.
This
Small
is a whole new slide
technical.
deck.
We got a technical good difficulty. Okay, here we go. Can you see?
Now I can see it. Yes,
Okay.
here we go. You guys, this is a brand new slide deck. And so I thought this she's really pushing my limits for me to do a whole new slide deck on GLP without any slides. So here we go. So this really is the problem. This is where we're at. We're living in this time where there's this metabolic dysfunction. We've got what does that lead to? It leads to things like weight gain and blood sugar issues. We have people struggling with cravings. We have energy crashes. I mean, we have an entire world where we're all inflamed, and inflammation is really the root of all disease. And the truth is, what's really crazy about this whole thing is people are really trying. Like they are. They're eating better. There are more gyms out there than there were in 1975. Do you really think about that? Like we think of, I look at like when did you start seeing gyms start happening? People are working out, they're tracking, they're doing all the things, and yet something just isn't responding. And so we tend to move to, well, that's about willpower. There's a willpower issue. And the truth is that is not it. It's really a problem with signaling, and that's the truth. So when we go to this next slide, we're going to talk about the actual science for a minute. And so when you see here, you eat a meal. And if you are sciencey, these next couple slides, they're for you. If you're like science geeky like me, they're for you. And then what I've done is I've broken it down to make it really easy to understand on the slides after that. And so whichever fits your personality type, you're going to hear both. Okay. So we eat food. It it may not be the food that's on that plate, to be honest. Cabbage, cucumbers, apples, that's not really what got us here, but it's the slide. So we eat food, and what our body does is it makes something called insulin. And the insulin is in response to the food that we've eaten, our blood sugars have gone up, and the blood sugars come up, the insulin slides in, and it helps to bring the blood sugars down. Well, we've become something called insulin resistant, and we're going to talk about that. Insulin resistant is everywhere in our culture, in our world. It's for a lot of different reasons, but the main is that we have a receptor. We'll talk about that. That's really damaged, and it's damaged from the foods we eat. It's damaged from high fructose corn syrup. It's our modern world, the stress, life, pharmaceuticals, like all the things that create the issues that we're in this country. That's really led to insulin resistance. But then there's times in life where we are naturally more insulin resistant, things like perimenopause. That plays a part. There's a huge time, or in menopause, there's certain situations that cause more insulin resistance. Well, we become resistant to that, and the blood sugars can't come down. And so they're out circulating in the bloodstream, and they can't make their way to where they're supposed to. That sugar starts to store as fat. And when it stores its fat, what happens? We get that cycle again where we feel tired, fatigued, grouchy, and hungry. And what do? We go and do it again and again and again. And so that's really, really the problem. So that's part of the science. So on this next slide, what you're going to see, are we there? Okay, this is one of my favorites. So we're going to talk about the actual science. Your body makes something called GLP-1. It's a signaling peptide, and it binds to a very specific receptor on your cells. Okay, and you can see that little receptor. It looks like a green pepper, and I'm known to carry these green peppers everywhere right now. I'm always talking about the green pepper because it really has that unique shape. So when GLP, you can see little amino acids bind to it, it causes a response. And when it does that, it actually helps regulate blood sugar. It helps regulate your appetite. It helps that insulin response, and it tells your body how to use the blood sugar as fuel. Okay. And that's important. This isn't like we didn't make this up. This isn't like a theory. This is actually how that worked. And so when that receptor that you see there, that little green pepper is actually working the way it's supposed to, your metabolism responds. It's really that simple. And so you're thinking, this little green pepper, the goal is to get the sugars through that. They're not going to say it that way, but basically, for trying to make it easy, we're going to hit that receptor, and it's going to allow the sugars to go into the cells and do exactly what they're supposed to do. Give the body the energy it needs. Okay. So this is just another way of describing it. So on the next slide, I want you to think of your body like a house. When you eat, your body turns to fuel. Okay. Your body turns to blood sugars to fuel. You eat food, your body takes the food and it turns it into the food and the energy. That fuel, including the sugar, has to get inside your cells for your body to be able to use that energy. Okay. So you can see in this example, you have the little door there, and you have the fuel, and the goal is to get all that fuel into the rooms of the house. Those are the cells. That's your goal. And so you have this nice little open door. You eat something, the sugar goes up, that's your fuel. It goes through the door, it goes into the individual rooms of the house. And when it works, everything works the way it should. That door opens, the fuel goes in, energy reaches every room of the house. That's normal metabolism. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to work. That's why I'm talking about like your 10-year-old metabolism. That's how it worked. You feel satisfied after you've eaten something. You have that nice steady energy. You're not getting any crashes. You're clear-headed. You're not like your whole life doesn't think about food, right? Like you're not consumed. You eat and you walk away and you're done. That's what they call the food noise that people are talking about. But with that, you have really stable blood sugars. With that, you have less inflammation. Your weight responds appropriately, like it does the things it's supposed to. And it's just not extreme. It's just what your body's naturally meant to do. Okay. However, here's what's happened. Because of all the things that I told you about earlier, the high fructose corn syrup, the diet, the modern world, we have signaling that isn't landing anymore. Okay. It's not working the way it's supposed to. The door is shut. The door is rusted. It's not working the way it's supposed to. And so the fuel, it can't all get up into that house. And so it sits outside. And that's where it turns to fat. And when it turns to fat over time, what you feel is more hungry. You feel low energy. You feel that brain fog, and you just don't feel great. And when all of a sudden that starts to happen, it becomes a really vicious cycle. When that vicious cycle starts, then um, that's when that turns to fat. And it's not because we don't have discipline, right? It's not because we we can't just eat the right foods. How many people out there right now are saying, I eat well, and this weight is still coming on? And I've heard this over and over and over and over the past few weeks. Like I'm eating and it's just not happening, right? And so when you look at that, you see, okay, that's starting to make sense. The door is the green pepper, right? It's that receptor and it's closed. It's not working. And so the fuel is not getting into there. Fat's building up, and here we are. All right. So what if there was a way we could open that door back up? Okay. What if there was a way we could actually make that happen and let that receptor be stimulated? People would feel full. They would have blood sugars would improve and the weight would drop because it's that receptor. Okay. So here's where we're at though. We have I've lost my page. It went away. We have modern medicine has created this. Modern medicine realized that if we take GLP and we attach it to that receptor, we can actually get the body to do what it's supposed to do, which is great. We can get it to um, uh, move the door open, get this sugar into the cells, get it to what it's supposed to do. The problem is this, that when it lands on that receptor, it pummels it. Okay. It comes on there and it's kind of like a bowling ball landing on a bounce house. Imagine that, if you will. Imagine how aggressive that would be, how aggressive that would feel. And so now what happens is when it does that, it hits other receptors. It hits other things next to it. And so that's why people are getting the side effects. That's why they're getting loss of muscle mass. Some people think, oh, the loss of muscle mass, like losing muscle from the synthetic GLPs. People think, well, that's because they're losing weight so fast. That is partially true. But a big part of it is it actually hits a few other receptors when it goes pummeling through that door. Okay. It hits other receptors, and the receptors that are actually responsible for loss of you lose muscle. Sarcopenia is what it's called. And so that's why people are getting the side effects from the synthetic GLPs. That's why that's happening. So what if there was a way? Like, what if there was a way we could land on that door and open the door, unlock the door, and get it to do what we want it to do without pummeling it? Well, that's what we found. Dr. Dan Gubler, who Holly talked about, he is our PhD Caltech trained scientist. He is absolutely brilliant. And he has brought this product called GLP-3. It is an all natural GLP product. It comes in and it gently lands on the receptor. It gently lands on the green pepper. Okay. And when it does, it's kind of like a ping pong ball landing on a bounce house. And it's super easy and gentle. And it does all the things we want it to do. It guides the sugar into the cells. It gets the fuel into where it needs to be, but it does it without the harsh side effects. And we don't get those effects of feeling hangry. We don't get the effects of fat storing where it's not supposed to. All those downstream effects that we don't want, all of a sudden they happen. It's back to 10-year-old metabolism. Okay. And that's what we all want. And so he has introduced this product called GLP-3. It's a blend of 267 peptides. It's oral peptides. It is actual peptides. And it supports natural weight loss. It's awesome because you take it and you can just drop it into your mouth. Different people are telling me every day it tastes a little bit like something different. I think it tastes like orange. Some people say mint. Some people say fish. I don't know. Everybody's a little bit different on what they're saying, but it makes it easy. It supports natural weight loss. It helps preserve lean muscle mass. You don't lose muscle mass with this, you guys. And muscle mass is the key to longevity. You want to shave years off your life, lose muscle. We want to keep our muscle mass. And it's high level absorption. If you are new to taking a look at three, welcome. Um, we are an absorption company. Everything we do here is high absorption. And so we're all about getting the most that we can into the cell in the best way possible. Because the truth is, you can take the greatest ingredient on the planet, but if you don't absorb it, it doesn't matter. And so we brought our high level absorption to this product as well. So this is what's different about it. It's not about forcing the door open. It's not about landing bowling ball in a bounce house. It's about the right fit. So now you start to see we're talking about the same receptor. We're talking about the same mechanism of action. But it's a different experience. One is rough, one is gentle. This aggressive one is what so many people aren't wanting. I think that our world has taught us that GLPs are meaning something, but so many people just don't understand what they're meaning. And now that we start to understand, oh, it is a way to do that, then the next question becomes, well, do I want that something synthetic or do I want something natural? And this is the natural. It's natural support. It helps regulate the metabolism. It's designed to work with your body, not push it. And people are getting absolutely phenomenal results from it, which we love. So you'll see on the next slide what exactly this is. So this is Mother Nature's GLP, we're calling it. It's a blend of peptides. There's no side effects. Although somebody said to me today, the side effect is weight loss for some people. And I said, yes, yes, it is. Now I would say, like Dr. Shannon would say, the side effect is higher muscle mass, right? It is all peptides from fish and salmon, nothing synthetic here. High absorption. It helps take away the cravings. It helps take away the food noise. It helps people drop the pounds. The clinical studies showed losing up to 10%, or sorry, up to 10% loss of body mass in the first 60 to 70 days, which is great. Also lowering blood sugars by about 6% in that same time frame. And you retain that lean muscle mass. And obviously I talked about why that is. This is new. This part's new to us. And so we're very excited about it. If you've ever heard of the PDR, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. It is something that is used in the healthcare world. It is almost like somebody would say the Bible of pharmaceuticals. Our healthcare world uses this as the highest regarded resource in that system. Here's what's really interesting about it. Pharmaceuticals automatically go into that resource, and physicians use it every day. It used to be a book, and now it's an actual on their iPads or whatever, however they're working. And it helps them make decisions for patients on what they're going to recommend. So it was created in 1945. And since then, they've only allowed 21 supplement companies into this resource. Okay. We're one of the 21. We're the only one with our entire line. And so our entire line has been in there for the past 3 years. We've loved it. It's one of the reasons, like Holly said, we're attracting so many healthcare providers, but it also makes it so that people can go to their healthcare provider and they can see, oh, you can take this, it's in my resource. So just as of late, it has been added to the PDR. And this is huge. So when people go to their physician and they're looking up options, this is an option that's in there. It is now trademarked. It is patent pending, this product, and it is in the PDR. And I will just tell you, over and over and over right here, it sets it to a higher standard. It legitimizes what we have here because of the PDR. What a company has to go through in order to even be in the PDR. Like I said, only 21 supplement companies in history have ever been allowed in. What they have to go through to even get in there is huge. And the fact that we're in there is a really big deal. Really speaks to the quality of it. So for weight loss, this product, I showed you my little dropper. It's 3/4 of a dropper 2 times a day. This is one of the original bottles. The new bottles actually have a little mark on them. They tell you quarter, half, 3/4, 2 times a day, 30 to 45 minutes before a meal. And it's just because that's when it's high concentration in your system and get that in. And then eat less when you even sit down to eat, but it does last 24 to 48 hours within the system, which is great. You might be asking yourself, wait, you said for weight loss, this is more than weight loss? Yeah. Metabolic issues are connected to so much. Just go Google it. Like, what is this a metabolic issue? And it probably is. It's correlated with type 2 diabetes, inflammation. I'm not going to read these to you. You can read them. But all of these things are highly connected to having that insulin resistance that I talked about, to having the blood sugars circulating, not getting their way into the house, and to having a green pepper that's broken. And so, what's great about this product is that people are getting results with things well beyond weight loss. And, they're talking about all the things they're getting. So let's talk about some of the frequently asked questions, Holly.
Yeah, let's dive into this. Okay, so how much GLP-3 can I take? It is all natural, whole food based, just like everything at three. So you don't have to worry about taking too much. Some people are like, what about the whole bottle? I'm like, well, I don't know why you take the whole bottle. So no, so don't even worry about if you don't have the measurement exactly right. It doesn't have to be exactly right. Make sure you're hitting that line though, especially if you're looking for the weight loss. When is the best time? Really, when you remember, that's the first one. But
Mhm.
take three-fourths of a dropper 30 minutes before a meal or as desired.
Yeah,
And that doesn't have to be exactly before a meal. So I love to intermittent fast. And so for me, it's easy to take it in the morning because I always want the morning just metabolic boost, I call it. And that means I don't have a meal because I'm intermittent fasting. And it helps me to go longer with my intermittent fast. If I'm hungry, though, I'm going to listen to my body. Like that's one thing we're really hearing is that listen to your body. This is not about stopping your cravings. This is not about starving yourself, not at all. This is about feeding your metabolic health and listening to your metabolism. And
yeah,
so, even as a faster, you guys pay attention because maybe you shouldn't be doing that at certain times. Especially as a woman in your second part of your cycle, you should not be fasting like that. And so,
right.
just remember to take it twice a day. Dr. Alicia takes it morning and like 4 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 or 4 o'clock is when I start to get snacky. And so I think that's like my perfect time. You mentioned that about feeding into that hunger. One of the things we've heard is a lot of people will say, well, I don't eat breakfast. Like I've never eaten breakfast. I don't eat till 2 in the afternoon. And I'm in my head, I always think that's not normal unless you are trying to fast. That's not normal. And some of those people have come back to us and said, this is the craziest thing. And I think, no, it's not. I know where you're going with this. And they'll say, I'm hungry in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to be. Like that's how we sleep through the night and we wake up and our metabolism should naturally we should have some of that hunger. And so I said, so eat. Don't avoid it. Like that's the old way. Like in our old world of trying to change our weight or watch what we're doing, we would be like, oh, I'm going to suppress that. I'm like, no, eat the breakfast. And they're like, you know what? I started doing that and I eat way less than I thought I was going to. And I went on about my day and I had energy. So this is a metabolic regulator, right? You want to regulate metabolism, which is so important.
Mhm. Does it contain peptides? Yes, it does. 267 of them. It's the metabolic boost complex 267, naturally found in salmon and mushrooms. It's very unique. 2,3. You heard the patent pending. You heard the trademark on that. Are all of the ingredients natural? Absolutely. And they don't throw around the term natural loosely. Sometimes we'll see natural on different labels and it's not really natural. Here it is. Absolutely. And it's no synthetic ingredients, flavors, colors, binders, fillers, or maskers. What are the key ingredients, Dr. Alicia?
The key ingredients are you have mushrooms and salmon, and then you have those peptides, hops, saffron. The hops are gluten free. So some people that are gluten free automatically are like, wait a minute. Hops in their natural state are gluten free. It's further on down the road in processing that they're not. So hops in their natural state are gluten free. This is a gluten free product.
Hmm.
So we often get asked, can you take these with my existing? Obviously, check with your physician, just like anything else that you're gonna do. How is this different? Well, I think we covered that. It's the same receptor. One's natural, one's synthetic. Both are getting phenomenal results. And so that's what same mechanism of action, right? Which is what the awesome part about it. It's non-GMO, and we don't treat any of our salmon or anything like that with antibiotics, hormones. Very clean here.
Very clean. We love that. Okay, so
Hmm.
let's intellectual property, absolutely 100%. And as a someone who this is a business that Dr. Alicia and I do, we love the three products. You're going to hear more on those. We want the intellectual property. Absolutely, we want that. And so yes, they do that, and they do it not only with specific products like this, but also with the cellular absorption technologies because that's a big piece of our products. And we have cellular absorption studies to show that. And then go into the epigenetic studies showing the impact of it. Is it beneficial for effects on blood sugar and blood insulin levels? Yes, it is. Clinical studies show that it lowered blood sugar levels by 6% and improved the effectiveness of insulin in the body. So we've had a few people show us their CGMs, their continuous glucose monitors, and they wear those simply for awareness. It's definitely more than a trend. It's been going on a few years, and people will wear that. They're not diabetic, but they want to know how their body's responding. And especially, I would say there's a lot of people dealing with insulin resistance that will wear them because they want to figure it out. You guys, it is a challenge. I've dealt with insulin resistance. I think majority of people have, but I knew it. But it's so hard to overcome. It's really hard. I mean, super hard. You have to eat very specific and perfect, and it's a struggle. And so with people wearing the CGMs, they get to really watch that. And Dr. Alicia, I know you had one of your patients and one of your friends come
Hmm.
to you just
Yeah.
after, I mean, it was after Thanksgiving and Christmas, and her number was higher, and she was struggling after the new year to get it down
Mhm.
until
Till she took this, and after 1 week it was down 7%, and it's continued to go down, which is
Mhm.
awesome. And what's really cool about it is she initially had a little bit of a weight loss, and then she's kind of held stable a little bit. She's like, but I can tell you my sugars are continuing to go down, and my clothes are changing the way they fit. She's like, my body's shifting, which is really cool. So she's really paying attention to all those other things as well. So people will ask, can teenagers take it? Yes, we do have quite a few teenagers taking it. 12 and up is considered an adult in the supplement world, and so that is safe for them. A lot of people say they feel happier. I'm one of these people. Like, I feel like my reaction to stress is much better, even in this wild time where like it's chaos with everybody wanting GLP. But they say within an hour, the clinical study showed that people, their mood and their endorphins were going up within an hour of taking it, which is great. So yeah, we have peptides in here, not fish oil. So yes, you still have to take your Vitalite, you still have to take your omegas for your brain and your heart and all those other things. And the color of it, the yellow comes from saffron. So that's where it's at. So yeah, that's perfect. This is the clinical study, and I love this. So we don't have this one marked, so I want to make sure that you just follow along here with me. So this is looking at how is that receptor activated against other peptide, against other things, right? Like how well are we activating that receptor? How well are we activating the green pepper? Okay. So the three on the right, they're pinkish red, right? Purplish. That's tirzepatide. So that might be like Mounjaro and things like that. They're pretty high doses too. The three next to that, light pink, mauve, and gray, those are Ozempic or semaglutide. If you go all the way over to the left, it's the yellow. That is MBC 267. That's this one. Okay. And a couple things that are significant about that. First of all, the fact that they are outperforming that when they outperforming the activation. But more importantly than that, this is a natural product outperforming a synthetic. And you
Mhm.
guys, that's unheard of, really. The fact that that yellow is higher than those mauve and gray, those are synthetic and this is natural. And that is absolutely amazing. It's wild to me. So these are our simple six, and this is where we started. This is what I take every day. I went from a supplement graveyard to six simple things that I know I've covered my bases. They're all high absorption. I feel amazing. My family takes them. This is all we do. We have our Vitalite, our daily multi, which is just everything you need to fill in the gaps that we're not getting in our diet. It's hormone health, it's digestive health, it's foundational health. Our immune and gut health product is 18 ingredients that help support your immune system. It's Oh, it's so good. Especially right now when all the craziness is going around out there in the winter time, but we love it all year long. I love it for things like allergies and things like that. We have collagen. Our collagen is a liquid. We take it for 10 days on and 20 days off. We cycle our collagen. It's marine based. It's great for hair, skin, nails, joints, and it's actually good for brain health too. Got my husband running again. It's just an absolutely phenomenal product and it tastes great. It tastes like strawberries. Revive is our natural anti-inflammatory. Got to keep inflammation low, friends. So that's the product that does that. It works very quickly, so lowers inflammation. Then we have our Purify, our daily detox. Holly mentioned this in the beginning, and I'm going to hit on it right now. Um, as our body is going through the process of regulating our metabolism, for a lot of people, that's weight loss and things are changing, our body will naturally try to detox. And so Purify is the perfect pair to it. It marries it because it is a way to open up the detox pathways so that your body can detox the way it's supposed to. That's what that product does. So that's what Purify does. And so they've put a couple packages together that include Purify. So that makes it so that it's really, really easy to take. And it, as your body's getting rid of the toxins and the fat and all the crud, it helps shuttle it all out. It helps cleanse the lung, liver, kidney, colon, and skin. Eternal is our anti-aging. It has our liposomal glutathione, our resveratrol, and it's aging in how we look and what's going on. It's on the inside out, right? So people start to use it, they start to glow. Yeah, because you are repairing damaged cells, preventing future damage, an absolutely amazing product. Then we added in two more things. We have a neurocosmetic line, which is clean skincare that actually improves your mood and your sleep. It's dual fold. That's what neurocosmetics do. And then we have an energy drink because our country has an energy drink problem. And if we're going to have people take clean products, we want them to support them with something for their energy that's clean. So there's nothing synthetic in here. It also has ingredients for your brain and has caffeine from green tea and it tastes great and it's easy to take and just gives people the energy that they need. So no crashes involved. So those are our products. So I'm going to let Holly talk about the different packs and share what the options are. And then she's going to share with you a little bit about the business and her experience. And I don't know that she's ever experienced what we're going through right now. And she has been in a previous company and walked away from that to come here. She had huge success over there. And so she's going to share a little bit about her story and how where we're going with this. So I will come back in a minute.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so these are the new enrollment packs for GLP-3. Heads up, and it's over with now. We ran out when we first launched this. So why I say heads up is like, get it now. They assured us that they have stocked up, that we will never run out of inventory again, as this was such a hot product and continues to be. And the orders we see every single day, people that have ordered, a few bottles and they're like, wait a minute, I don't want to run out. I'll make sure I have them. They're ordering again and again and again. So they have these packs, and what I love is that it drives the price down. So one bottle is $75, and with all these packs, it brings the price down to $66.67 a bottle. So you have almost a $9 savings per bottle simply by doing a pack. These are offered at the brand ambassador level, which it's $30 to be a wholesale customer, which is a distributor. To activate that distributorship and brand ambassador, you have to fill out your wallet form to even access that. So we have people come in a couple different mindsets with that. Some people are like, I just want to buy wholesale. Okay, buy wholesale. And then some people are like, wait a minute, I want to use this and I want to share it. Okay, do both. So that $30 gets you the best of both worlds. It gets you the wholesale, it gets you the opportunity to participate in the financial rewards plan, which is phenomenal. Absolutely. And with a product like this, it's I don't it makes our what we're doing I don't want to say easy because it actually requires effort and work, but it's fun. It doesn't feel like work. We're sharing about a product that is exceptional and people are getting results and it works and we have systems to follow. So let's start with the left. There's the complete pack, 15 pack, $999. $346 savings with that. You're getting 4 free Purify. So people coming with that pack simply knowing they want that many and the savings. They may have people they're sharing it with within their household and say, hey, we're all going to start. I was thinking of a family right now, a family of 4 that they all started it. And a husband and a wife and the 2 girls. And it's awesome. So that pack would be ideal for that. Or someone who's like, I'm not running out. I want to make sure I have a stock. The Advantage pack is 9 bottles, and that is $186 savings with two Purify. Really awesome to have that. And then also the 3 pack is $200, and that's a $25 savings. It does not include the Purify. So that's the one thing I would say add that on. For someone who's looking at weight loss, you really need to have 4 bottles. You really need to have 4 bottles. So you could do a 3 pack and add one, or you could do the nine pack and add Purify. So these are the options. We love these. They're shipping out the next day. We have two different warehouses they ship out from in the US, and then Asia. You guys, I'm so excited for Asia to start getting this. That may have already hit or not, but we're super excited to see the results from our friends across the ocean. And this is it. So these are the packs. How we can serve you. I touch on this just briefly because what we do, the space that we're in is absolutely so rewarding and is rewarding in all of these categories. So when you look at this, you look at health, you look at time, you look at financial, you look at community, and you look at that and you're looking at it going, well, which do I want? Is it one, two, three, or all? Which is it? And for me, when I took a look, especially at this company, but even go back 17 years when I started in this space, it was all of these. I may not have known it at the time, but I needed community. I absolutely needed that. I needed health. I needed health. I needed products that performed, and I wanted time. I was in a corporate job, so I was working. There's not a 40-hour work week. So let's not even say 40-hour work week. It's more like 60, 65-hour work week. That's what I was working. So I didn't have the time. I didn't have the luxury of actually taking all my days off. And there was still never enough vacation days, ever. Can anybody relate to that? And then you look at the financial piece, and I sum this one up really easily. I don't know anyone that doesn't want more money in their bank account. I don't know anyone who would say, "No, no, I don't need any more money." And that this is a plan that we simply get paid to share. And it's products like this that people want and they're in a high demand. And so this sums it up, when people look at a company thinking, "Wow, this is somebody I could partner with on that level." Absolutely, you can. And that's many people they're gravitating to this because they're like, if this product works, watch me. And I'm like, I know. And it's great because I already trust the company. I trust Dr. Dan Gubler. I trust the products we have. I've had my own results with the Simple Six, the Visage, and the Kinetic. And it's neat because when you see people within the company, the trend that I have seen is people are looking younger and younger and younger and younger. And that's an inside out job. Nutrition, anti-aging, beauty is an inside out job. The healthier you are on the inside, it shows on the outside. It shows with glowing skin. It shows with the whites of your eyes. It shows with your energy. It shows with your mental clarity. It shows with your sleep. It shows with all of that. And that's a really big reason why I decided it was a really big decision to join over 40 entrepreneurs to help start this company back in February 2023. That's when we pre-launched. And Daniel Piku, founder and CEO of the company, partnered and selected Dr. Dan Gubler. He's the best. He's absolutely the best. And having Kim Wee, who's a legendary woman, business-minded, heart of gold, huge contribution spirit, and Samson Lee, who, wow, I have so many things to say about Samson with his experience and his patience and his vision for where we're going with this company. So when I had the opportunity to partner with the people and over 40 entrepreneurs, it was a capital yes with an exclamation point. And I did not even know that this product was going to be in our lineup. And Dr. Alicia alluded to it. I have never experienced anything like this. I've never experienced results like this. I know I said effortless in the beginning, and I truly feel that because food noise, when you don't have food noise anymore, controlling what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? And like constantly like driving your life, that's freedom. And it's been effortless to not have food noise. My mom's actually here visiting me, and she hasn't told me this yet, but I heard that she made chocolate chip cookies. We have a farm. She lives at the farm, and she said that she didn't even have one. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. And so add this product in to a business opportunity like this. It's not just a home run. This is a grand slam. It's a grand slam. I've never ever experienced anything like this. So that's just a little bit about Dr. Alicia and myself, a little bit about the business, simply by paying $30 to open up your account with whoever invited you to this. Ask them for their link. Say, hey, I want to get started. I want to get going on this. When am I going to get this? And open up your account, place your order. You automatically have access to resources. And if it's something you're like, you know what, I want to know more about the business, ask the person who invited you. They will absolutely share more with you. They'd love to. We love this. I can't wait to hear your results. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Dr. Alicia, for explaining it and breaking it down in such simple terms, with the science, the house analogy, really diving into it. And she has a high bar. She doesn't just put anything in her body. And so
Yeah.
we know that. Okay.
Have a good night.
Awesome, everyone. Bye.